create a new level by using the Level tool in the Architecture tab, or type shortcut LL. Draw the origin and click again to complete the level. Click the level name to change it. Revit will ask if you also want to change the view's name. In Revit, elements are constraints to levels. For example, we can constrain the top of these walls to our new level. When we change the height of a level, the walls follow. You can type in a value to change the level elevation for more precision. You will find the Grid tool in the Architecture tab or by using shortcut GR. Click on the origin point of the grid, then click again to complete. You can create grid with special shape or use the multi-segment tool, like in this case where we have two segments. In elevation, you will see all grids that are perpendicular to the view. That means angle grids won't be visible. Click on a grid head to rename it. 5 basic tips for levels and grids. Tip number 1. Always spin all levels and grids. One of the most common mistakes by new users is accidentally moving a level, messing up the entire model. The solution to this is simple. Use the pin tool on every level and grid. You can't move elements that are pinned, you have to unpin them first. Tip number 2. Grids must intersect levels to be visible. As you notice, some grids don't show up in level 1 view. That's because they don't intersect with the level. In the elevation view, drag the grids below level 1 to make sure they show up. Tip number 3. Use 2D extend to control visibility in a single view. By default, all views are affected when you adjust the boundary of levels and grids. To make changes to a single view only, click the 3D button next to the head. The open circle will become a dot and a 2D symbol will appear. Changes to that element will be specific to that view. Tip number 4. Use propagate extents to share 2D visibility. If you modify the 2D extent of a grid and want that change to appear in multiple views, select the grid and click on propagate extents. Select the view to affect, level 2 in this case, and click OK. As you see, grid Z2 appearance is now the same on both views. Tip number 5. Add elbows for better visibility. If you have levels or grids that are too close to one another, click the elbow near the head. Then adjust the grid head by moving the blue dots. Advanced tip. Use scope boxes. Controlling the visibility and extents of levels and grids can be a nightmare. That's when the scope box tool can help. Go to the View tab and click on Scope Box. In the Plan view, create a box around the building. Then, select all the grids. In the Instance Properties, you will find the Scope Box parameter. Assign the scope box you've just created. The 3D extents of the grids will now be linked to the scope box and cannot be modified. However, you can still adjust the 2D extents of the grid independently on each view. In the elevation, you can adjust the height of the scope box, which will also affect the grid's 3D height extents. In addition to grids, levels can also be assigned to scope boxes. Try to add 3 levels. In this case, you might get a warning because level 1 doesn't intersect with the scope box. Try to modify the extents and it should work. Anytime you adjust the extents of the scope boxes, all levels and grids assigned 3D extents will also be moved.